Hello and welcome back to the Brick Den. And first off, I do have to apologise for not making a video in quite a while. I was very busy with school in the run up to Christmas, and then over the Christmas break itself I didn't really have enough time to make any videos, but I am back now. And another thing before I get into the video is that I must thank you for the amazing response to my last video, which was the Arkham Asylum mock showcase. I'm so thankful for all the amazing comments, all the likes, and that response to the video has in fact meant that the channel now has over 5,000 subscribers. So in order to celebrate that, I'm going to be doing a special video which I know some of you in particular have been requesting, and that is another Q&A. Now, I did do a Q&A a while ago. If you're new to the channel you may not know about that, but I would really like you to leave your questions in the comments below and I'll answer my favourite questions that I get. I might do some repeat questions from the last Q&A if I've got any things new to say on the subjects, but I'll try and keep the questions as new as possible. The Q&A probably should be the next video, so it'll come out in around 2 weeks, but something that may delay the video is that due to having quite a break before uploading this video, I have gathered a lot more than 5,000 subscribers. While I'm filming this, it's around 5,700, so I may actually reach 6,000 before that Q&A comes out, and if that is the case, or it looks like it's going to be the case, I may delay it a little bit so it becomes a 6,000 subscriber special. But on to the subject of this video, and that is Kamino. Now, I've decided to build this mainly because I was inspired by the new Star Wars Battlefront game, but that doesn't mean it's going to be directly inspired off that. It's not going to be based on the map that we do see in the game, although I do really like that. It's more going to be inspired by Kamino overall, and it's not going to be inspired by anything in particular from the TV show where we see it in those episodes or the film. So it's not going to depict any particular scene, is what I'm trying to say basically. Instead, it's going to be my own interpretation, and it's not going to follow any canon events that happen there. In fact, I'm going to have Phase 2 clone troopers and characters on Kamino that we never saw there, and also a battle that never took place in Star Wars canon, but it's only a Lego mock and I'm not trying to replicate something in particular. But in this video, I don't actually think I'm going to be getting onto building Kamino. Instead, I'm going to be building a custom Republic gunship. I've always wanted to build one of these for quite a while because I've never been truly satisfied with the set. But before I get started on building the gunship, I have a couple of brick links that I've ordered for the mock, and then I'll get right on to building. Now, all I made a while ago was Clone Army Customs. I did get some other things just besides this figure, but this is the most noteworthy thing. And then I've also got lots of brick links. A lot of these are going to be for the gunship, which I will start building in a moment. Some more in here as well. Now, I have made some orders, and some of these are for Kamino itself. I can't actually start building Kamino itself as of yet because the main order for that has not arrived. But as soon as that will arrive, I will be able to begin building that. And then also these pieces as well. Now, the last thing I did order was some Brick Arms clone blasters, just to add another level of authenticity to the mock. So now it's time to get started building the gunship. So then, starting off with the building of the actual gunship. Now, at this early stage I was finding it very difficult to decide what I was going to do, because everything you do now will affect the rest of the mock, so it's very important that you get it right. Now, a big inspiration for this was another mock of the gunship that you can find on Rebrickable, and you can find complete building instructions for it if you want to go and build it. It was created by JBB777 and it's absolutely amazing. It's so much better than the set, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to build this. And I have taken a few elements from that. For instance, the front section is very similar, but I didn't want to replicate it entirely. I did want to try and build my own version, especially because I don't have all the bricks that was used for that mock. I was finding building this a real challenge, maybe one of the hardest mocks I've ever had to do, and you can probably tell that from the time lapse because I was going back and forth quite a lot of trial and error, just to see if I could create the most seamless shape for the mock possible. Despite not looking like it, I do think I'm now about halfway through building the Gunship. It has taken a lot longer than I did expect, but it always really does when building vehicles because they're far more complicated than just a landscape mock, and you can see by the mess I've created around it how much experimenting it's taken. But really now I have got pretty much everything figured out, and the general shaping, which was something that was causing me quite a lot of trouble. So it shouldn't take too long to finish it off now. All I've really got to figure out how I'm going to do is the wings, so that may be a little bit of a problem. Now I'm planning on using these pieces for what I think is the engines on the Gunship, but I can only find 3. Now I know I've got 4 because they're off an old X-Wing set and they were the engines, so I should have 4. So it may take me a little bit of time to find the 4th one, but after that it really should be pretty quick to finish it. Although I won't be able to finish it in this update because I'm going to have to make an order for a couple of tiles that I want to use here, the angled tiles, just to finish this part off quite nicely. But I'll be able to get most of the ship done, so next update I should be able to move on to Kamino if the Bricklink order for the water pieces has come. So now moving on to the wings. The main problem I had with this is finding a way to attach it to the body in the most seamless fashion. The wings themselves are very similar to the design that I spoke about earlier on Rebrickable. I didn't really see any issues with them, and I could pretty much build them myself. They're not exactly the same, but I very much did base them off that design and the instructions that you can find. However, the problem that I had after this, which I couldn't solve by looking at the instructions for that version, is because I built it in a very different way, is attaching the cockpit, fitting them seamlessly with the wedge plates. It was a massive problem that took a very long time to figure out. At one point I thought I was just going to have it rest on there, but I did in the end find a way to attach them with clips so the cockpit does now stay in place. And after that was done, pretty much everything was solved, and all I had to do is just finish off the doors, finish off all the tiling. The MOC has pretty much exhausted all of my white tiles, so I am going to have to order a few more of them for any future creations. So the Gunship is now pretty much entirely finished. The area inside here has been completely tiled and just about finished off. You can see there is a minifigure in there at the moment. It doesn't fit as many minifigures as the set does, but still can house a fair amount. The MOC can also be picked up from this section as well, similar to the set. There are, however, still a few things that do need finishing off, only individual pieces really. One thing is I've used a round 1x1 plate here instead of just a square one because I don't have them in this green colour, so I'm going to need to order some of them off Bricklink. Also, as I mentioned earlier, I do still need to get the tiled wedge plates to finish this section off as well. But once those orders arrive, I will be able to finish off the Gunship entirely. But really now I am going to get started on Kamino itself. However, I can't really do that at the moment because the Bricklink for the water pieces hasn't come yet. So I'm going to have to wait a bit. But that does bring this update to an end. I do hope you have enjoyed the progress that I've made. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a separate mock showcase for the Gunship. I have done with vehicles in the past, but what I think I'm going to do is just include a mock showcase of it in the actual Kamino MOC showcase. But if you did enjoy this video, please do feel free to leave a comment on your thoughts about the MOC. Also, give me some suggestions about what you'd like to see in Kamino, but don't forget to leave a like and also subscribe so you don't miss those next updates. But most of all, thank you so much for watching.